Good morning. This is my emergency management briefing. This is a very large storm. Look at the winter storm warnings from the southwest U.S. all the way into New England, all the way from northern Missouri to the Gulf Coast. Massive storm. Hopefully, this will slow down people traveling into the area because there are concerns that the interstates could close and we have a lot of people stranded. Obviously, churches, Red Cross, others should be prepared for this. What's in between sleet and freezing rain? Remember, sleet bounces off everything, freezing rain sticks to everything. What's the difference is a warm nose aloft. You can even have freezing rain and sleet with single digits. The stronger that warm nose, the more chance of a wintry mix. And this is a very strong warm nose with the system. Let's look at the latest WPC NOAA National Weather Service forecast for a tenth of an inch of freezing rain, and that doesn't cause any damage. But you see some risk in Northwest Tennessee and West Kentucky, but not very high. We think most of this is sleet and snow. First responders, firemen, police, those working accidents are going to need to bundle up. This is frostbite weather. Extra protection. Let's make sure all of the first responders have their cold weather gear and maybe then some for this event. This will be harsh on the elderly, harsh on livestock, harsh on outdoor pets. We look here at the system coming in Saturday morning. Snow spreads across the region Saturday morning into Saturday afternoon. Maybe a lull and then more snow, sleet, maybe some freezing rain develops as the system moves through, as we move through Saturday night. It has slowed a little bit, so this now continues into Sunday. Some of the data shows a solid lull, some of the data does not. So we'll see how that goes. But at some point Saturday afternoon, evening, there could be a lull before the primary storm moves in. And that's the heaviest precip is Saturday night into Sunday. That's when it really comes down and we could have problems. There may be a time period with that lull where the snowplows can get out and do some work. That would certainly help. As far as winds go, we're looking at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Some of the data shows a little higher than that. The dry snow will blow around, but the wetter snow further south won't blow around, of course. We look at the winds on Sunday again, 10 to 20 miles an hour, maybe a little bit higher. Ice damming will be a problem. This was a problem in 2015 where the snow, sleet pushes into the eaves and causes damage inside of houses and structures. Again, we keep pushing this. The safety rules for space heaters do not use extension cords. Please push this message. Every year we have cold weather, we have house fires because of the improper use of heating sources. You can pause this video and see some of the other suggestions there. Also, this will be the coldest temperatures, most prolonged cold for some kids that they've ever experienced. There's the novelty of ice-covered ponds and lakes. Let's push the message also that, keep kids off the ice as you move through the weekend and next week. They're going to see those ice-covered ponds and lakes and think it's okay to go out on them. It may not be. Let's give the road crews a lot of space, plenty of time, plenty of room. Let's push that message as well. You can pause the video. You see the wind chill is going to be a problem this weekend and actually all the way into next week. Reinforcing shot of air arrives on Wednesday and Thursday. We may not go above freezing through next weekend. That's a big, big concern for water pipes, a big concern for water mains. Hopefully the snow will protect the water mains a little bit more. Wet snow, dry snow, mostly dry north. Go far south, more of a wet sleet snow mix in between. Kind of in between there. It'll begin as a dry snow, end as a dry snow. Totals, this is going to vary. I would not pay a lot of attention to this across the southern counties. If we have more sleet, cut these totals in half or more. If you have all snow, you get the higher totals. It's really going to come down to the sleet, maybe a little bit of freezing rain. Sleet snow line will make all the difference. That'll probably run somewhere from Poplar Bluff to Paducah eastward, maybe as far north as Cape Girardeau. Models are going to go back and forth. Let's not pay attention to models. We're forecasting at this point a county wide or two. It will vary. If the storm's 25 miles further north, sleet line goes north. 25 miles further south, sleet line goes south. We probably won't know A lot of these winter storms, they get updated as they're ongoing. So just plan on impacts, icy roads, bitterly cold temperatures. Won't matter if you have 5 inches of snow or 10. If you have 2 inches of sleet, and then 5 inches of snow. Icy travel is going to be the focus here, and bitterly, bitterly cold temperatures. States of emergency likely to be called out in many states over a wide area, and then you're going to have some major roads closed for a period of time, and that could strand motorists. Hopefully, people just pay attention and aren't traveling. I know some people have to get out, first responders and others, but push the message. If you don't have to get out, don't get out. Let's take a look at the Weather Service Paducah. Sleet down here, maybe a little freezing rain, a lot of sleet. Heaviest snow will be just north of the sleet band. And again, that's going to be a tough call, but it will vary a little bit. But bottom line, impacts are the same. There's still uncertainty. Winter storm warnings cover the entire area. You can pause it and read the rest of this. Let's look at some of those overnight lows. On Saturday morning, single digits across much of the region. On Sunday morning, Monday morning, single digits are likely. Tuesday morning, single digits below zero. If you have a deep snowpack, some areas could go 0 to -10 with actual air temperatures. And then let's look at Wednesday morning again, single digits, lower teens are likely to be the case across the region. Reinforcing shot of cold air comes in Wednesday night, and then below zero or single digits again. This is a prolonged, possibly record-breaking amount of cold air for our region. It doesn't happen very often. It will bust pipes. It could bust the mains, infrastructure problems, an extreme power load on the power industry, and that could cause pockets of problems. I don't think the freezing rain, I don't expect the freezing rain in our area to be a problem with bringing down power lines, but we'll keep a close eye on it over the Boot Heel in Tennessee, especially along the Kentucky-Tennessee border. But I think more sleet than anything. And there's that reinforcing shot of cold air Thursday that will last into Friday, Saturday, and Sunday of next week. Some kids will be out of school all next week. Some kids will be out of school into the following week. Plan on business closures on part of Saturday night, Sunday, Monday, possibly Tuesday, and just really bad driving conditions for most of next week. Honestly, this is going to be a problem, especially those less traveled roadways. Main roads will improve with time. Less traveled roadways will take time. Hills, areas that have a lot of shade from the trees. And to be honest, sleet is very hard to melt off roads, very hard to get off roads, and that's going to be a problem. I would rather deal with all snow than the wintry mix. I think sleet's going to be a big, big problem with this event, and it just ramps up the concerns for those roadways. Let's encourage people to stay home. Let's wrap up plans today and this evening. Snow arrives as early as tonight, more likely tomorrow morning, tomorrow night, a lull somewhere in there, and then more tomorrow night and Sunday. Heaviest precip rates likely to be Saturday night and Sunday. Don't be fooled when it stops. Additional precipitation will rapidly develop as that low intensifies to our south. Classic winter storm for our region, and one for the books over a large portion of the country. Could even be some record low temperatures. There's just no good news in this. Try to encourage people to stay home Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Plan on extended travel problems. And like always, we'll get through this. Eventually it will melt. But for first responders and others, this is going to be a long event. Let's make sure they're protected with the cold weather gear.